Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. Silver comes in various forms, shapes, sizes, and ways to invest. This video is going to be breaking down the physical side of silver versus the digital or the paper side of it, which I'm talking about silver mining stocks, ETFs, which stand for exchange traded funds, so on and so forth. Whereas the physical bullion side is more of your coins, your bars, your junk silver, your bars you can hold in your bare hands. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new because I do post daily videos on this channel. So this is a widely controversial topic because there is no wrong way to invest into silver, but there are different ways. And depending upon the individual, this is going to vary. Now I say that because silver stacking is a very individual investment. Everyone has different financial situations, different exit strategies, different buying time frames, different selling time frames, different resources, different knowledge, different experience, and different goals. And this is all going to reflect and depend upon what best suits you. What best suits you. So we're going to jump into the physical side of things first. Now I'm going to be giving pros and cons to both of these because there really is no wrong way, but there definitely is smarter, safer, and more strategic ways that you might be able to find in this video that would drastically help you. So with the physical side of things, us silver stackers, which I invest in the physical bullion myself, always say if you can't hold it, you don't own it, which is true to some extent. Because if you're investing into the digital side, silver mining stocks, and there's a power outage or anything along those lines happens, you can't access your account, you're SOL. Where the physical bullion side says, hey, you are in complete control of your money, of your hard-earned money. And a lot of us going back to the prepper mind state, the SHTF survivalist mind state, that's the difference between life or death. You know, if you're not in control of your money, then someone else is. And if you're willing to let someone else hold your money for you, then that's up to you. That's your will. But it's extremely dangerous to the extent if you are looking at it from a prepper mind state. I'm not saying it's dangerous from the day-to-day mind state, but if you're a prepper or someone who is looking or investing into silver for those reasons, then the physical bullion is a no-brainer. So anyways, just to piggyback off the prepper mind state, if you are buying the physical bullion, you would be buying bullion, not high premium silver, not semi-numismatics, which are coins that have a collector value on top. You're buying silver for as cheap as possible. As much silver for as cheap as possible, like your American Eagles, your generic rounds, your constitutional silver. Like that. So some of the benefits that come along with the physical bullion is that there's a limited amount. With the ETF side of it, the mining stocks, it's basically, I mean, they're essentially the same markets. And I use the word essentially very focused there because the physical side of it, the actual silver is to an extreme shortage, to an extreme degree, a very extreme degree, much more than I think people realize. We've been abandoning silver mines. There's not been as much production as we wish, or we at least need. And I say need because silver demand is rocketing, especially as prices rise, as the markets pick up, they pick up momentum, as investors come over from stock markets, maybe even the digital investors into silver and gold come over to the physical bullion side of it. Demand skyrockets, especially in the digital era that we're heading into. Electric vehicles. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity, so it's widely needed and used. But the demand cannot meet the supply. So right there is a huge indicator that if you own the physical silver, the physical bullion, you are owning something that's worth extreme amounts of value, especially from a futuristic standpoint. If we're looking into the future, silver could be extremely needed when the supply starts to run out. So that's another reason why, and it's the intrinsic point of it, the point of view from an intrinsic mind state. See, silver is basically a value within itself. That's actually exactly what it is. Hold a $20 bill in your left hand and hold a 1-ounce silver coin in your right hand, and tell me which one has more value or seems like it's more valuable. The answer is obvious. It's blatantly obvious. The 1 ounce of silver can go a lot farther than a $20 bill can, and the spot price of silver is essentially irrelevant because it's the 1 ounce of silver inside of that coin that's valuable, not the spot price that's pegged to it. And that's the difference. This is what I'm talking about. This is the whole point of why the physical bullion is so much smarter to invest in my opinion, and I use my opinion because it is an opinion, than the digital side of it, is because spot price is essentially irrelevant. That's if you're looking at silver from a longer term preservation of your wealth against the dollar deflating. As I've been mentioning in this video, that's from the perspective I've been talking about. But there is still money to be made. Now, if you invest in the stocks, cryptocurrency, which I invest into both of those, as you guys know, so this is not a bias. This is not coming from a bias standpoint. I invest into everything that we're talking about in this video. I just see a much smarter and easier way with the physical bullion. Now, you can diversify. Diversification is definitely key, and you can branch out and expand your horizons, but I definitely think you need to be more of an experienced investor to get into some of the stuff we're about to talk about. Now, the digital side of silver can make you a lot of money. Mining stocks have a lot of potential. ETFs have a lot of potential. Stocks have a lot of potential. But you need to know what you're doing. Don't ever invest in as much money as you're willing to lose. Only invest as much as you're willing to lose. Because the thing is that this is like the stock market's merging with silver. That's what these essentially are. And if you don't know, or if you aren't prepared, if you're investing into it from a long-term perspective, you're going to get bit in the butt extremely hard. You have to keep a much more watchful eye on these markets from a day-to-day standpoint. You can't just invest into some stocks and then just let them sit like you can with silver. You also have to put the trust into that company, and you also have to have the perspective that this is going to be something that I'm willing to potentially lose. Because when you buy silver, the bullion form, that's yours. But if you're investing into it from that standpoint, it's not yours. It's not in your control. It's not in your power. It's that company. And you also have to have the faith that company is going to stay afloat. So hopefully you can see the difference between the two, and you can more easily figure out which direction you want to go. And I've kind of been stressing the physical bullion side because it's really coming down to what has the most potential. And if I'm looking at all of the given factors that makes silver valuable from its intrinsic standpoint, the demand needed, the shortage, the unprecedented growth that it already has, whether it's coming from the industrial demand paying higher premiums, the dollar collapsing, which is also in return going to be causing silver prices to inflate from hyperinflation. All of this adds up to one thing, and that's that silver, the physical bullion, is definitely a ticking time bomb. Now, the ETF side of it, the mining stocks, could be but not to the extent, not to the rate. The potential isn't as great as it is when you're looking at it from that standpoint. Now, we could go on to the gold to silver ratio being so high, and we can narrow it down to why silver more so than even gold, but that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is comparing these two. I do want to mention why silver compared to gold, though, shortly as we wrap up this video. And the gold to silver ratio is still 88 to 1, which means it takes 88 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. So that's extremely high. So that means that silver has a lot of catching up to do, which means that silver is more likely to appreciate over time than gold is. Silver is going to outperform gold because this ratio will not go much higher. It comes out of the ground 8 to 1, but the ratio is 88 to 1. So that shows me that gold is either overvalued or silver is undervalued. And I think gold's sitting at a pretty natural price. So that means that silver is undervalued, which means it's the better buy and that prices are going to be rising soon. Those are the indicators you get from it. That's what you can use to your advantage to see what is the better investment at that period of time. So anyways, as I wrap this video up, I hope you guys did enjoy this. Just to recap a little bit, physical bullion definitely has its advantages opposed to the digital side for the given examples, the given reasons in this video. If you are looking for a quicker flip or a quicker trading currency or something to make you money faster, then yes, you can diversify. You could branch out into these other alleyways and these other categories, but they are riskier for the reasons I also mentioned in this video. I definitely think that you should invest into bullion, because if you can't hold it, you don't own it, and because it's a ticking time bomb. Silver's time is coming. It definitely is, and I hope you guys see that. I hope people are seeing that it's overdue. Its time is overdue. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I do post daily videos. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel as well, Silver Slayer 2, where I post some other content alongside with cryptocurrency, and maybe I'll get into some stocks there on that channel as well. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys found this video educational, informational, or just entertaining. And with that said, I'm out. Peace.